A weird thing that isn't often talked about in physics and other scientific disciplines is the politics around writing research articles. So, for example, let's say you and a bunch of collaborators do a bunch of work, you find some results, and you want to write a scientific article. First question: what order do you put the names of the authors? In some fields, you would put the names in the order at which people contributed. So the first author would be the person who contributed the most. So right away, you can tell there's going to be a little bit of tension sometimes in that question. In other fields, you'll have a case where everything is always just alphabetical. So you could have a last author who did basically 99% of the work. Another question is who even gets to be an author? If you did the work without your supervisor, for example, who, let's say, pays your salary, you're a PhD student or a postdoc, do they get to put their name on the article if they weren't involved at all with the research? Technically, they're paying you to do the research, though. In some fields, the answer is yes, they should be put on the article, and you end up with these weird cases where there are scientists with, 50 publications in a year. And I don't think I need to tell you that 50 publications in a year, I mean, that person can't possibly be able to explain the things going on in all of these research articles. In other fields, it's more normal to only include people who actively contributed, people who showed up to meetings, people who proposed solutions to problems, people who proposed ideas. But then that poses a question: how much do you have to contribute to an article then to get on the article, instead of, for example, being thanked in the acknowledgments? Well, in some fields, it can be as simple as if you had a conversation for 2 hours, on a Tuesday evening about a problem, then your name should go on the article. So you can run into strange situations where there is a person on an article that maybe spent 2 hours working on the problem, another person who spent every working hour for a year on the problem, and both of their names go on the author list. So how strict all these rules are is also extremely sort of like field dependent. So every field is different. Authorship in science is not created equally.